Yeah, there you go.
Y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
Obama's team is scrambling after pills with Barack Obama's face were allegedly found in Diddy's wildest private stash. And yes, they were reportedly sitting right there in what folks are now calling his sex room. Yes, that is the actual claim coming out of the courtroom. The internet lost its mind. Memes took over the timeline, and Obama's people are doing everything they can to shut this down quietly. Grab a cozy spot, because this story, it's messy, it's shady, and it might be the most bizarre twist yet in the Diddy saga. You'll already know, the stronger the denial, the louder the speculation. And baby, it's deafening.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
But let's back it up for a second, because what actually happened in that courtroom had everybody's jaw on the damn floor. As Diddy's federal trial for sex trafficking and racketeering keeps heating up, it's not just the testimonies, it's the bombshells being dropped left and right. His ex-assistant David James just aired out something nobody had on their bingo card, according to folks who were right there. In court, James said Diddy traveled with 25 to 30 pill bottles on him at all times, but one set stopped everyone cold. They were allegedly stamped with the face of Barack Obama. Yup, that Obama. And when they pressed James in court, he didn't stutter. He said straight up, President Obama. Here's where it gets sketchy. Is James telling the whole truth, or is he just feeding the court a name that'll cause the most chaos? There's no pic, no pills, no proof, just his word. So either he made it up just to blow up the headlines, or things aren't what they seem, and we are dealing with something way deeper and way darker than anyone's ready for. Now, this is where things go from messy to unhinged. Diddy's stash wasn't just your basic bathroom drawer. We are talking ecstasy, Viagra, water pills, even stuff to boost sperm count. But the one that had the whole courtroom shaking, yup, the infamous Obama pills. And honestly, if Obama had nothing to do with the pills, it might say a lot about how twisted celebrity culture's gotten. Like, the lines are so blurry now. Political leaders get hyped like rock stars, and celebrities get worshipped like royalty. So maybe someone really did think pressing a president's face onto party pills was funny or iconic or whatever. Maybe it wasn't meant to be deep, but still, it shows how far we have fallen. Fame runs everything now, even if it means crossing wild lines nobody would have touched before. And it gets even wilder. James said he was Diddy's go-to guy for keeping the freak-off supplies stocked. We are talking lube, baby oil, the whole setup. Now get this, it was all bought in cash. No receipts, no paper trail. Diddy would pay him back on the low just to keep everything off the books. Straight secret mission vibes. So now we have got a federal racketeering trial, a mysterious pill stash, off the books purchases, and a literal former president's face in the middle of it all. It is causing a scandal at every angle. And honestly, that might have been the whole flex. In Diddy's world, it's all about status, who you are seen with, what rules you can break, and how wild you can go without getting caught. So putting Obama's face on a party pill was not just out of pocket. It's a twisted kind of brag. Like, yeah, I'm that powerful. I can drag a president into this mess and still walk away untouched. The courtroom was rightfully stunned, but outside, the internet went feral. Screenshots flew, hashtags were on fire, and the memes, instant chaos. Obama pills was trending in no time, and the questions haven't stopped since. Were they just designer party pills? Were they made as a joke? Or are we looking at something way darker that nobody's ready to say out loud? Now, let's be clear. There's no proof Obama had anything to do with this mess. But the fact that his name is even floating around in this courtroom chaos, yeah, that alone is enough to send the media into meltdown mode. Behind the scenes, insiders say the reaction was fast but quiet. No PR freakout, just that buttoned-up damage control energy you see when high-level political names get dragged into the mud. Word is, the second his name hit those court transcripts, his reps were on it. News outlets started reaching out for statements, and while nobody's gone on record yet, let's just say the cleanup crew has already clocked in. This isn't just messy gossip. This could be full-blown brand damage at the highest level. Obama's not just a former president, he's a whole global icon. I know, this whole situation feels like Clinton-era chaos got a Gen Z remix, but instead of scandals about cheating or messy politics, this one's all about symbolism, and it's surreal. Like, how How did we end up at the point where Obama's face is being name-dropped in a trial about freak-offs and pill stashes? It's wild, and it makes you wonder just how deep The Rock goes in this industry. Why do presidents keep getting dragged into the darkest corners of the elite's messes, having his face allegedly linked to whatever was going down in Diddy's so-called room? That's not just messy, it's dangerous for both sides. And here's where the dots really start connecting. That stash is reportedly part of the same setup where Diddy allegedly threw his most disturbing no-limits parties, the kind accusers say were all about control, manipulation, and worse. That room's already been painted as dark and twisted in multiple lawsuits. Now toss Obama's face into that mix. It's no wonder people are spiraling. Suddenly, this isn't just wild, it's fever dream territory. Now this is where the internet fully jumped out the window. Some folks think the Obama pills were some kind of inside joke, like a twisted flex between Diddy and his circle. Others swear they were just pressed street drugs made to go viral. And then you have got the deep end crowd talking about secret ops and coded messages. It sounds wild, but seriously, with everything that has come out so far, nothing is off the table. Fans are all over the place. Some are saying, lax, it's just designer ecstasy with a wild stamp. Others are convinced this was a straight-up flex, like who else parties with the president's face in their palm? That's not just extra, that's next level ego trip energy. The legal side is even crazier. If those pills are real and were distributed across state lines, that is another felony added to the pile. The feds are already deep in this, and this twist might have just opened the door to a whole new investigation. Let's not lose the plot here. Diddy is still facing some of the darkest, most serious allegations in the music industry's history, and with a case this heavy, every wild detail matters. The Obama pills didn't just go viral, they might have flipped the whole narrative on its head. The moment Obama's name got dragged into this mess, even if just by association, the whole situation blew up. It didn't just raise eyebrows, it exploded the narrative. Suddenly, the scandal wasn't just messy, it felt untouchable, like something way bigger was unraveling right in front of us. Meanwhile, Obama's camp is quiet. No statements, no pushback, just full radio silence. And when things get this loud and they are still not talking, that silence starts sounding like a message of its own. Let's be honest, if this were any other political figure, it would have been blasted across every front page already. But because it's Obama, everyone is stepping lightly. Big outlets are cautious, pundits are staying quiet, and no one wants to be the one to say it out loud. This story has weight, even if it's all symbolic, and that silence is just giving more room for the whispers to grow. And if you have been paying attention, you know this isn't the first time people have quietly speculated about the Obamas. Let's zoom out for a quick second. Rumors about Obama's private life have been floating around for years. Everything from secret flings to claims he's living a double life. Whether folks believe it or not, the chatter never really stopped. Michelle's been quiet too. No posts, no public statements, nothing. She's been skipping major moments and pulling back from the spotlight in a way that's got people asking, are they still solid? Or is this her way of slowly stepping out, softly? And that brings us to one of the juiciest old whispers making a comeback. A former White House staffer once claimed the Obamas had what they called a progressive partnership, a non-traditional setup that gave them space and freedom. In other words, an open relationship. Although they have publicly denied it, the rumor mill never really let it go. And now, with Michelle pulling back more than ever, folks are circling back to that theory like clockwork. In her memoir Becoming, Michelle got real about how lonely her marriage felt at times. It wasn't about cheating, it was the fact that Barack was always locked in on his purpose and she was left to hold everything else down. More recently, on Sophia Bush's podcast, Michelle didn't hold back. She made it clear she is finally putting herself first. After years of playing the supportive role, she is choosing peace, rest, and whatever she feels like doing. If that means spa day over press tour, so be it.
The interesting thing is that when I say no, for the most part, people are like, I get it, and I'm okay, right? And that's the thing that we, as women, I think we struggle with, like disappointing people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so much so that this year people were, you know, they couldn't even fathom that I was making a choice for myself, that they had to assume that my husband and I are divorcing.
The internet ate it up. Some people were clapping for Michelle, saying it's about time she chose herself. Others were giving her the side eye, wondering what was really going on. Then Barack got spotted out having dinner solo with their daughters, and instead of celebrating a sweet family moment, folks were stuck on one question: where is Michelle? And right on cue, the Obama pills hit. A courtroom bombshell dropped straight into a storm of old rumors. So when this bizarre twist dropped, pills stamped with Obama's face tied to a scandal this explosive, people could not help but start connecting dots, whether they made sense or not. For some, it could not just be a weird coincidence. It had to mean something bigger, something deeper, because that's how wild this case has gotten. Y'all, some crazy gossip has been making rounds online. Like maybe those pills were not even supposed to be Barack to begin with. Maybe James saw a face, panicked, and threw out the most recognizable name he could think of. Some folks say it could have been a parody, a knockoff, or just some random design that happened to resemble him. But whatever it was, the internet ran with it, and the damage was already done. Though most parts are still blurry and we may never get the full picture, one thing is clear. This trial isn't just heating up anymore, it is spiraling into a whole new universe of chaos. Stay locked in because this is only getting messier. As Diddy's trial drags on, the pressure is building and we are seeing more and more names get caught in the crossfire. If we are already starting with names like Obama, just imagine where this ends. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button and drop a comment below. I need to hear your thoughts on this madness. Are the Obama pills real? Is the media covering too softly? Let's talk about it.